You think your cat is being annoying when it walks all over you at 3 in the morning? You might even think deep down that it doesn't really care about you. But tonight, that same cat is doing 6 things that all mean the exact opposite. And number 5 goes all the way back to the day it was born. So before you nudge your cat off the bed again, stay with me. Because once you understand what those midnight visits actually mean, you'll never see your cat the same way again. Here's the strange part. Your cat almost never does this in daylight. It waits until the house goes dark and silent, until you stop moving, stop talking, until you've basically gone offline. That's when it comes to check on you. And stay till the end, because one small signal reveals when these midnight visits are a real warning. Let's start with the first one, and it's stranger than it sounds. Your cat is checking whether you're still alive. Watch where it steps. It almost never settles quietly on your legs or your side. It aims for your chest, your throat, your face, and it does that on purpose. Those are the exact spots where your breathing shows the most. When your cat presses a paw against your chest and feels it rise and fall, or leans in close to your face and feels the warm air of your breath, it's confirming one simple thing: you're still here. In nature, sleeping beside another animal that suddenly goes still is a real threat. Your cat carries that instinct straight into your bedroom, and it saves this behavior for the night for a reason. During the day, it can watch you move, hear you talk, see you react to the world. But the moment the lights go out and you fall silent, all of those signals vanish. To your cat, you've gone offline. So it comes over, feels your chest lift, and settles. That little walk across your body isn't your cat bothering you. It's your cat making sure its favorite human made it through the night. And if you've ever felt your cat move onto your chest at the exact moment you were struggling, crying sick, wide awake at 3 in the morning, that's the same instinct at work. It doesn't just notice that you're alive. It notices when you're not okay. Which brings us to the second thing, and this one is pure biology. Your cat is quietly marking you as its own. Have you ever noticed your cat doesn't just curl up next to you? It has to physically walk across your body first, as if you were a sidewalk. There's a reason for that. Cats have scent glands built into the soft pads of their paws. Every single step across your skin, your shirt, your blanket leaves behind a chemical signature. You can't smell it all, but that screams mine to any other animal in the house. And this isn't random affection. Think about your day. You showered, you left the house, you touched other people, other surfaces, maybe other animals. By the time you climb into bed, last night's scent has almost completely worn off. So your cat starts over. It walks across, you presses those paws down, and basically re-signs the paperwork. This one belongs to me. One cat owner online described it perfectly. She asked her cat why it kept rubbing and kneading on her, and imagined it answering, "I'm marking you. You are now my property." That joke is closer to the truth than most people realize. Researchers at the University of Lincoln even found that cats in homes with several pets do this far more than single cats, because when there's competition, the marking becomes urgent. So the next time your cat treks across your chest at 2 in the morning, it isn't being annoying, it's renewing the lease. If your cat just earned a little more respect tonight, keep watching, because the third one might genuinely surprise you. Number 3, your cat heard something you slept right through. You know that moment when your cat suddenly sits bolt upright on your chest out of a dead sleep, ears forward, eyes locked on the door, like something is about to walk in. That's not paranoia. Your cat is reacting to something real. Cats can hear frequencies up to 64,000 hertz. Humans tap out around 20,000. That means your cat is constantly picking up sounds that literally don't exist in your world. A pipe shifting behind the wall. An animal crossing the yard 2 rooms away. The refrigerator compressor clicking on in the kitchen. You slept through every bit of it. Your cat didn't. And here's the interesting part. When a cat hears something unfamiliar, it doesn't run and hide. It climbs to the highest, safest, warmest surface in the room. And at night, that surface is you. You're the tallest, warmest, most familiar thing around. So its instinct is to get on top of you and read the situation from there. A study in the journal Animal Cognition found that cats can tell familiar sounds from unfamiliar ones, even while resting. So even when your cat looks completely knocked out beside you, part of its brain is still on patrol. still scanning the dark. And when something feels off, it comes to the one place it feels safest. You. Number 4 is one you've definitely felt on a cold night. Your cat is using you as a personal heater. Ever notice your cat doesn't just settle near you, it settles directly on top of you, right on the warmest part of your body. That's not a coincidence, it's temperature control. A cat's resting body temperature sits between 38 and 39 degrees Celsius, a few degrees hotter than yours. That means cats lose heat faster, especially at night when the house cools down and there's no sunlight left to soak up. So they go hunting for the next best heat source. And that heat source is you. But watch what your cat actually does. It doesn't just flop down anywhere. You'll feel it move slowly up your legs, pause on your stomach, shift onto your chest, and only then settle in. That whole routine that looks so random is actually a heat map. Your cat is comparing temperatures through the pads of its paws, zone by zone, until it finds the single warmest spot on your body. That's also why cats pick your chest or your lap over your feet. Your torso throws off the most heat, and your cat figured that out long ago. Pay attention this winter, and you'll notice it gets worse. Because the colder the house, the more valuable you become. Now we're at number 5, and this is the one that goes all the way back to the day your cat was born. If your cat climbs onto you in the middle of the night and starts pushing its paws into you in that slow, steady rhythm, the thing people call making biscuits or kneading, you are watching the single most emotional thing a cat can do. Here's why. When kittens are born, they need their mother's belly to start the flow of milk. It's one of the very first things they ever learn to do in the first hours of life. And unlike almost everything else, this behavior never goes away. It stays wired in for life. So when your grown cat presses its paws into your chest or your stomach at 3 in the morning, its brain is reaching for the earliest, safest memory it has. And the reason it's doing it to you specifically is this. In that moment, your warmth, your breath, your heartbeat, all add up to the safest place it has ever known. To your cat, you don't just feel like a comfortable human, you feel like its mother. Some owners notice that a cat only needs them wrapped in a certain blanket, sometimes even suckling the fabric. That's the same newborn memory replaying years later. That paw pressing into you isn't annoyance. It's the deepest trust a cat has to give. And number 6 is the one that pulls you out of bed at dawn whether you like it or not. Your cat is trying to wake you up on purpose. Sometimes your cat doesn't walk on you and settle. It paces, sits on your face, purrs directly into your ear, taps your hand until you physically can't ignore it anymore. That's not affection, that's a campaign. Cats are crepuscular, which means they're wired to be most active at dawn and dusk. So while you're deep asleep around 5 in the morning, your cat is entering its biological prime time. It's alert, energized, and it has an agenda. Usually that agenda is breakfast. Cats keep shockingly accurate internal clocks. A study from the University of Zurich found they can anticipate feeding time down to a 15-minute window. So when your cat starts marching on you at 5:45 and breakfast is at 6, that's not random. That's a plan, and you're the alarm clock. So there it is, 6 things, and not a single one of them means your cat doesn't care. Every one of them says the opposite. But I promised you one more thing, and this is where you need to pay attention. Almost everything we just talked about is simply your cat being a cat. The real warning sign isn't any single visit. It's a sudden change in the pattern. If your cat abruptly stops sleeping on you when it always has, or suddenly becomes desperate to be on you every single night when it never used to, that shift is worth watching. Cats hide pain by instinct, so sometimes the first clue that something is wrong isn't a limp or a cry. It's a quiet change in these midnight rituals. There are heartbreaking stories from owners whose cat suddenly stopped sleeping with them after years of never missing a night. And only later did they find out the cat had been quietly sick the whole time. The change in the ritual was the first and only warning they got. You don't need to panic over one strange night, but if the pattern flips and stays flipped, especially alongside changes in eating, hiding, or grooming, treat that as your signal to call the vet. You know your cat's normal better than anyone. Trust it. So tonight when that familiar weight lands on your chest at 3 in the morning, you'll know the truth. Your cat isn't ignoring you, isn't using you, isn't just being annoying. It's checking that you're still breathing, claiming you as its own, guarding you from sounds you can't hear, borrowing your warmth, reliving the safest memory it has, and trusting you enough to fall asleep right on top of your heartbeat. So before you nudge your cat off the bed tonight, maybe just let it stay. If this changed the way you see your cat, even a little hit like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, where does your cat sleep on you at night? I read every single one.